Why do I always do that? I feel like right before I go on live, every time I go on live, I end up drinking water and it goes down the wrong tube. And I lose the ability to learn how to drink. I don't know how to drink water, coffee, anything. I just can't drink anymore. Anyway, so annoying. I can't drink water. I don't know. I go online, I can't drink, I can't talk, and it's such an annoying thing. I don't know. Oh boy. Let's do something else here. Wait for some more people to come online. We'll have a nice little Dharma talk today about something that is pretty interesting. A lot of people don't talk about, but I think it's important for us to have a conversation about this because it's about our Dharma life, Buddhism, liberation, spirituality, and how to depthen. What's up, Mr. Claiborne? And how to deepen our spiritual eye so we can help ourselves be better at liberating ourselves from our own injustices, our own misperceptions. So anyway, Namo Bang Su Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật, Namo Bang Su Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật, Namo Bang Su Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Today's talk is about it's all in the performance. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with my channel or what I do, who I am, my name is Bante Panya, also known as Ji Hui Fa Sư. And I've been a Buddhist monk for about 10 years, traveling throughout Asia, currently living in Vietnam. I used to live in Cambodia, Thailand, Taiwan, and throughout these areas, and Vietnam, traveling throughout Southeast Asia, trying to understand better understand Buddhism, Dharma life, and what is actually practical, what is actually real, and what is actually not so applicable when it comes to the Dharma. So, there is obviously there's a big difference between what you see and read about in the Dharma and how it's actually applied and practiced. There's a big difference. Okay. A lot of people think that because they've seen something in a book, automatically it has to be applied that way. A lot of people think that the Dharma just belongs in books and we should establish it a different way for the time that we're in. And a lot of people, it's easy to kind of lose that balance sometimes, especially if you're not a real hardcore or a practitioner. Do you understand what I mean? If you're not a real practitioner of the Dharma, sometimes you can lose focus of how these things are played out. And so today we're talking about performance. Okay. And what I mean is performative Buddhism. What is performative Buddhism? And what is the real teachings of the Dharma? What is the real teachings of the Buddha? Okay. So basically, performative Buddhism is what you might see on special occasions, full moon days, celebrations, funerals, where it's a lot of activity. There's a lot of dancing, but not dancing as in dancing at the club, going to the party, but spiritual performances that look like dances to the ordinary eye. Spiritual performances, jaw sticks, incense, specific mudras that they do with the hands, specific clothing, All these things that you see, okay, specific, even chanting in itself, these are things that did not formulate in the Buddha's time. They came after the Buddha, and after Buddhism started to spread and come in contact with other cultures and come in contact with different spiritual ideas. Now, the thing is, Buddhism wasn't a thing that was coming to wipe out people's culture, wipe out people's religion, wipe out people's way of life. And we have no problem. In Buddhism, we don't have a problem with people that have a truth. If it is a truth, then it is acceptable. Truth has no title. Okay? Insecurity needs a title. When you're insecure, you need a title, but truth doesn't need a title. It's going to be truth wherever it comes from in the world. Okay? And it doesn't matter where it comes from, but when Buddhism started to spread, it started to incorporate different cultures. One of the reasons why that kind of happened is because of the fact that Buddhism, as a small group of people going out to spread the teachings of the Buddha, they came in contact with other people's cultures where they were like, well, for example, when Buddhism started to spread to China, it came in contact with a lot of different spiritual paths, especially Taoism. And we're specifically talking about Mahayana Buddhism, that it came in contact with Taoism, which is very heavily mystical. It is very wrapped in performances and a lot of spiritual elements. Even the clothing our style right now, which you see right now, this is something that came from, it came out of contact with spiritual groups from Taoism. A lot of the dances, the way that we perform, the way that we chant, the wooden knocker, all these things we came in contact with Taoism. And the people look at the Buddhists and they said, well, look at the Buddhists, they eat meat and, they're not strict vegetarians like the Taoists, and the way that they dress, the way that they handle their affairs is completely different from what we're used to. So there was some type of, let me say this, I'm trying to use a politically correct word, but there was some type of, challenges that were made amongst the Sangha. And they made these challenges because they weren't, the Buddha, the Dharma, we're not supposed to be pushing people away from the divine truth of the way it is, the truth of things are, the Dharma. So they started to take up a lot of these notions. They started to take up vegetarianism. They changed their clothes. They started to use more rituals because it was attracting people to the truth. It had a greater means. It is for the purpose of a greater means. You understand? So a lot of them started to be vegetarian. They started to change their clothes. They started to change their customs, not because they're deviating away from the Dharma, is because they're trying to attract people to the Dharma to make it spread, because Taoism was really big. And another thing, it was showing that, it's not about who was right and who was wrong. If Taoism had something that agreed with the Dharma, then they would definitely accept it. A lot of the performances you see, they're not going against the practice of the Buddha. They're supplementary. So supplementary means it's secondary. It's not something you go to in the first. So we know that people that don't have such a spiritual eye, or they don't have a mystical or spiritual eye, they don't really understand these things. They understand the outward performance instead of the inward. They don't really know how to go inward. So you'll find a lot of spirituality or religious path, they go externally. They'll do the most extreme thing externally because they haven't developed the inside. They haven't developed the conscious or the soul or whatever you want to call that. And so you will have people who always come for the full moon festivals. They'll come to the temple. They donate a lot of money. They'll come to the temple to feed everyone, But if you ask them about their daily practices, they don't have one. You ask them about their daily habits, well, they're very lax on them, even though there is five: no drinking, no lying, no stealing, no killing, and no sexual misconduct. You might find somebody who donates a lot and does a good job with that, but he might be an alcoholic. She might be an alcoholic. You have somebody who's always interested in chanting, but they might be a person who sleeps in many beds. She might be a person that sleeps around in many beds, but she's always participating in chanting. Although these are, this is another topic. We're just trying to say that, outward performances are what people are attracted to. So that's why we do a lot of our rituals, we do a lot of our performances, not because it is needed in the Dharma, not because the Buddha told us to do that. It is because we want to attract and open the doorway for people to become closer to the Dharma. Do you understand? It is a way for us to actively go out there and attract people that, even though this is not how we practice a monastic life, we're doing this out of compassion for you, to bring you closer, so we can kind of bring you in closer to understanding what the real truth of Dharma is. Now just think, if all the monks and all the nuns, all we did is meditate and chant all day, people probably wouldn't be interested. They wouldn't understand the reason, the purpose, and why we do that. They would think it's really boring. They would think it's something that is probably not so interesting for them to do. So we're doing this, we have to break things down for people. You got to kind of go slow, go to. So there was actually something that the Buddha, it's actually not a sutra, it's a story, but it's not like an authentic story. But there is a story that I came across about Buddha coming in contact with some gymnosophists, or, gymnastics. They're doing a lot of contortion, and they do a lot of tightrope walking in the time of the Buddha, right? And this gymnosophist, I don't know if they're a yogi, but, a person a performing artist, was so surprised that a lot of people really loved their performance. He got a lot of bookings, and people wanted to learn more and come close to him. He was also a Buddhist. And one day he came to the Buddha and he said, what about my rebirth? People were asking and questioning the Buddha about rebirth and where they would be at. And the gymnastic was asking, okay, what about me? Where am I going to be born? Where am I going to be born? Where am I going to be born? And the Buddha kept ignoring him. And then finally, he pinned the Buddha down. He finally got the Buddha to answer. He said, what about me? So many people were cheering and happy about my performance. And the Buddha said, as for you, you will be reborn in the lowest realm of existence, the hell realm. And the I can't say the word for someone. Gymnosophist was very, very surprised. Well, why would I be in the realm of the hells for such a beautiful performance? And the Buddha said, because you have been taking people's mind off of the proper understanding of the Dharma and turning it into entertainment. You've been taking your practice and moving people away from the Dharma and thinking that it's nothing but a bunch of performances and feeling good and entertainment purposes, and taking them away from the Dharma. And from hearing that, the gymnosophist, they repented later on and purified their life by trying to go in the way of the Dharma, the way that the Buddha wanted them to go. So I wanted to tell you, the reason I tell you guys this is because you have to be careful that the performance is just a performance. It's not Buddhism. It's just a performance. The Buddha lived, and he lived his life to liberate you from attachments. Entertainment is a form of an attachment. It doesn't mean not to like music, play music, or be an artist, or love art, or be in love with things that are beautiful. Be in love with art in general. I'm an artist. I'm a painter. I'm an artist. I'm a painter. I play music. But I don't perform for them. This is something I do personally for myself. So what I'm saying here is that Performative Buddhism is just a performance to bring you closer to the Dharma, so therefore you can calm your life down. The Buddha taught how to liberate yourself from the ego and from the desires that one has inside their mind, inside their practices, inside their thoughts, to liberate you. The Buddha, here, I'll tell you something else. As monks and nuns, I know that a lot of us are not monks and nuns, but the higher you go up towards deepening your understanding or closeness near just the Dharma, there's a precept that you have to say. And it says that we give up the right of entertainment, dancing, and music. I think it is Nachariyami Veramani Sikapatang Samatiyami. I can't remember the Pali, but it was a Pali text that we have to say as far as us ordaining. We have to say that we give up the right for useless entertainment, frivolousness, and seeking to dance and entertainment as one of the precepts of ordination. Let me read some of these comments real quick. Yes, my brother. I see a lot of black people in America doing Nichiren Buddhism. A lot of them have no idea about Pure Land traditions. That's very true. Nichiren Buddhism became very popular in America. Nichiren Buddhism became very popular in America during the 70s. And that was the Namyam Renkyo era. As you can see that there was there's even a very famous singer by the name of, I forgot her name now. It wasn't Cyndi Lauper. I don't know why I keep trying to think about that. Tina Turner. She became a Buddhist of the Nichiren Buddhist order. They're very popular coming from Japan. And during the 70s, Buddhism was very, very popular also. What's up, Brother Josh? Blessed love. Glad to see you here. Claiborne. Yeah, I usually come on, for those of you who don't know that come onto the channel, I usually come on around this time. Because the morning time, I have my cup of coffee. I choke on water because I can't drink. I don't know how to drink any. I don't know how to drink water or coffee. And after I choke, then I go online. Joshua Blocker said, it's all constructed ignorance. Well, I wouldn't say it that harsh, but I understand your sentiment. I really do. I understand your sentiment, but I wouldn't say it so harsh. It's just people, like I said, me included, before I took this path, maybe I even have I still have some attachment to that, but people think that external pain, external giving, symbolizes higher faith or symbolizes their perseverance or their strong steadfastness to the path that they follow. It's easy to give up a bead. It's easy, right? Easy to give up clothes, easy to give up money. It's easy to give up these materialistic things because in the back of our minds, we know it's always going to be there and we can always get it back if we really need it, right? So it's easy to give these things up. You have people that beat their chests or flagellate their backs, Christian, Muslim, it doesn't matter. You have a lot of yogis. They sit on a bed of nails or they keep their hand raised for 30 years. They never sleep standing. They never sleep laying down for 10 years. These are all external. What did the Buddha talk about? When the Buddha was practicing austerity, what he got to the fact that he eat one blade of rice. He practiced so much we almost died because he wasn't eating any food. To understand? So these are the type of austerities that the Buddha got rid of. He's saying, look, punishment of the body will not get rid of the incorrect thoughts if the mind is not healthy. If your mind is impure, who cares about the body? You have to purify the mind before you purify the body. Get rid of these nasty, evil thoughts in the mind, and your body will come after. We all know that through whatever religious practice you talk about. And the Buddha says clearly in the suttas that intention is mind brought forth by the mind. Okay, whatever somebody's intent, it will come out through his actions. Okay, you make the intention in your mind, and then the body follows afterwards. Now, the thing is, a lot of us, like we said before, we are kind of terrified to make the internal change with inside of ourselves, because what does that mean when you make an internal change? You're going to have to give up the things that you love. They're fear-based. They're fear-based, okay? What does it mean? I'm going to have to give up something that I love. I'm going to have to make a life change that maybe I have to separate or maneuver in my life or change a different pattern. I might have to give up my friend group. I might have to give up my girlfriend, my lover. I might have to give up my dog. I might have to actually make a real intention to change my life. Right now, give up something materialistic. It's just right now, 1 second, it's done. But if I have to make a complete change in the inside, that's the commitment for the rest of my life. And a lot of people, they don't like these commitments. They don't like having to make a life commitment. So you'll find that that is why a lot of people have these external commitments between internal. They'll have to apologize. They'll have to say that they're wrong. They have to be vulnerable. They have to be like, well, I spent my life jumping up and down and screaming out loud of my deity's name, screaming up and down, saying hallelujah or whatever is, and there's no use for it. What you needed to do, instead of screaming up and down saying whatever it is or doing cartwheels, was just go and be kind to people, was to help your neighbor who is not doing well. Knock on your sick neighbor and tell them, I'd like to cook food for you tonight. Can I bring you something to eat? Or, hey, I have I'm going to have some people over. Would you like to come over and be a part of our dinner ceremony tonight? Hey, I brought you a case of water. So you guys have something to hold you back when times are rough. I bought a bag of backpacks and pencils so we can give it to the children down the street. Our community doesn't have really that much money and our schools are underfunded. So we came together to give some pencils and books to No, they don't want to do that. They want to scream, I'm the most religious. I bought the most religious books. I know a lot of religious texts. What about the practice? Practice? I don't need to do that. Our experiences are localized by construction. We have to step outside of that to see the truth. Yeah, I mean, spirituality is something that, spirituality, especially in the Buddhist context, is something that you're going to have to step outside of that box, that comfort zone. You have to step outside of yourself. And how do you step outside of yourself? About learning what the self is and what the self is not. The self is not feelings. You understand? That's one. The self is not feelings. Feelings are temporary. They're transitory. They're not you. They call feelings Vedana. Okay, they call them Vedana. They come and they go, depending on what you come in contact with your other tactile senses. I burn my hand. It's hot. I'm angry now. I touch something cool, cools it down. Now I'm not angry anymore. I'm content. I'm satisfied. Do you understand? So you can't base you off of a feeling. You are not your eyeball. You're not your nose. You're not your heart. You're not your mind. These are only working because they're in cahoots with other parts and functions of the body. Everything is working together. But if you separate everything individually, where are you at? Where? Show me where you are at. If I disconnected my finger is a part of me, but if I disconnected my finger, is it me? Of course not. It's myself and that finger over there. Until I attach it back to my body, then it's me again, right? But where is you? If you can find out where you are in your body, then that's a whole nother topic. We still want to go back to the topic. I don't want to go too far off. It's about performances. Don't be confused by the performances of a misperception on who you are and who you think you are, and you think what you stand up for. Aziz Afad, thank you, brother. Thanks, I appreciate that. I really do. So the performances that you see, which are beautiful, I'm not against performance. I love watching them, especially from a Western monk coming over to Asia and seeing these beautiful performances, the dancing, the twirls, or just the regular chantings, or even the performance of watching how the Theravada monks put on the robes is somewhat like a small performance. It's beautiful to watch that. And it's one of those things that keeps you kind of going forward because of the beautiful things that you see. Taking time to notice and witness these beautiful performances in Buddhism is not a bad thing. Okay, I don't want you guys thinking, oh, it's a performance, I don't have to listen to you. Come at a light heart. Don't be like a regular American Westerner, always have to fight and argue. I hate that. I really don't like that. There's a lot of us Westerners, we have to question, we have to fight, we have to argue with everything. We just can't sit and breathe and be a part of something beautiful without criticizing everything. If you don't like it, that's okay. But there's no use to sit and dwell upon it as if it, because of something you don't like, is stopping you from being a better person. Don't pull that victim card stuff. Don't even pull that victim card madness. Thank you, Azidafad. I will say that a lot of what we see is based off our perceptions and what we view as being true or not. Okay, obviously, right? So I do want you to develop a sense of desire to learn and take things deeper. Stop taking things for face value. You have to go deeper. And when you start to go deeper, ask yourself what is either inside of you. What is inside of you that is making you want to chase deeper inside that knowledge? This mystery school, this mysticism. What is it about this school of practice is making you want to go deeper? Are you missing something that you need to supplement in your life? Or is it something you're actually attracted to? Or is your consciousness telling you, hey, this is the right path that we should be on. This is the way we should be going down. Not the other way. We should be going down this way. Is that it? So there's a lot of questions you have to ask yourself. I'm dead serious, man, because it's a life-changing thing to be closer to awakening than being back to sleep. It is the red pill. It is the blue pill. It is the matrix. It's right in front of your face. It is the red, blue pill. It is asking you every day to choose. Neo, it is asking you every day to choose the red or blue pill. Most of us, we sit there and just keep taking the blue pill over and over and over and over. You need to take the red pill and wake up. that you are no longer willing to sit there and tranquilize yourself from the truth that you are more divine than you would think you really are. You are more ready to take on a path than just waking up, paying taxes, paying your taxes to an apartheid state that creates genocide, by the way, or paying your tax dollars that don't even benefit you, paying your tax dollars who don't even go back to you, running around thinking that, I'm finding out how I'm going to pay for food for the rest of the month. So I'm in the middle of the month and I don't have any money to pay for my food. I don't have anything to live forward to pay taxes and die. Taxes and taxes. There's more than that to life than that. And spirituality frees you from this type of want and desire. Remember, when you live in a society that's constantly wanting you to take part of the performance, okay, man, you are going to be a slave to that performance. The performance of waking up, putting on clothes for people you don't like, the wake up, this performance that you have to put on in order to receive a little bit of money that doesn't go in your pocket, goes right back to them. The performance acting like you like things, but you really don't. You like living in the city? No, you don't. You're indoctrinated to live in the city because all your needs is right there. All your fears are there. It's easy to distract your mind if you don't like living in the city. So be careful of these performances. These performances are ruled by an ego that is attached to craving and desires. The craving to have more of this, more of that, and it's overloading your senses. Bro, they rob everybody they taxes, bro. Do you know, as an American citizen, if you live outside of America, they still, if you want to open a bank account in anybody's country, especially Southeast Asia, they say you need to fill out a W-2. I'm not even inside of America, and they're making me fill a W-2 that if I work inside of another country, they're going to tax me and I'm not even in your country. So that means you're not free. That means you're a commodity. That means you're a taxable commodity wherever you are on the planet. And if you make money, the American government, the IRS, is going to come get your money. Oh, really? Okay, good luck with that. So, sidetrack, but I do want us to pay attention to the performances the performance we go through to live a life that you don't want to live, the performance of these circles of life that you don't even want to live. Just think if you put all that energy and effort into a life that you were healthy, that you wanted to live in. All that energy, taxes, driving, going to the courthouse to get stamps and approval. What if you took that energy and led it towards a more successful life for yourself, living a life that you want to live? You would feel so free. I bet you'd but you would see a smile that you've never seen on yourself in a long time. There's a part of your heart that would burst open that was happy when you can give people your genuine smile because you are actually happy. No more fake smiles. No more fake hello, how are you? No more fake clock-ins. No more excuses. Living a life of contentment, happiness, where you are able to nurture your understandings of the Dharma freely. You are living in an environment where you can nurture your practice as a meditation specialist, or a person who specializes in meditating to get themselves calm so I can be a loving individual. Capitalist system doesn't work that way. It's everybody for themselves. How anti-Dharma is that when it's everybody for themselves? We can't be like that. That's not the performance. That's not the performance. That's not the act that we agree to. We want to get out of the cycle of samsara, which means the cycle of rebirth, coming back to this life over and over and over and over and forgetting and over. That is the hell realm that we are talking about. But people don't realize it because the blue pill. Take the red pill and you wake up that this world that we live up, racism, rape, murder, some have, the other ones don't have. These people are high and they're criminals. These people are low and they're humble and they're pious. This is chaos. You want to come back to this world again? Where I would be scared to have my daughter or my son go into the bathroom alone? This is where you want to be at? I don't think so. I don't think so either. So therefore, you need to come together within yourself and be in a place where you are comfortable practicing the art of generosity, love, and kindness. You understand? You have to do something to get out of this system of confusion. And it doesn't, America or other places, go where your love and compassion can be amplified, where your generosity can be matched. Go where you feel it's okay to be your natural self and not be scared that someone's going to persecute you because you said hello to the guy on the corner. Or I can talk to the mailman and he'll talk to me back. Where I can actually walk up to a policeman and they'll help you. Where I can even walk up to a policeman and be like, hey, we're having a barbecue. You are welcome to come to the barbecue. And he would show up. And he doesn't shoot somebody. You know what I mean? You want to live in an environment where people are happy with each other. I think this is very important. The cycle of rebirth is something that you shouldn't be attached to. And how people realize about the cycle of rebirth, when they start to realize that you are done with the performance, is because every time something starts to generate in this this world, you're no longer interested in it anymore. Oh, new car. No, I don't care about cars anymore. You start to show a disinterest for worldly materials. It doesn't mean you become dirty. Don't let the whispers of fear and ignorance jump into your ear. Understand? Because there's a lot of BS out there that your mind will play on you to stop you from becoming the spiritual divine being that lives within you, letting your Buddha nature out, becoming a person who goes upon the path. Oh, you're disinterested in materialism? Oh, that means you're dirty. That means you don't like to take a shower. That means you're musty. That means, oh, you don't like materialism? That means you're gay. That means you're becoming a vegan. Oh, that means your parents aren't going to like you because you don't like the gifts that they give you, etc. That means you're petty. That means you're broke. Those are just fears and whispers from an untrained mind. Okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. That's just ignorance. It's silly. When you stop being entertained by the performances of the world, it is telling you that your spirit, your consciousness has had enough. It is looking for something that is more fulfilling, that's going to last you for the long run. It is telling you that is enough. That all these material things that I have, clothes, beads, shoes, girlfriends, music, the refrigerator full of food, and I'm still not content and happy within me. It is saying it is a consciousness. You need to give some time away from everything for a while. You need to sit without. Your dopamine levels are through the roof. You need to lower down some of that the dopamine. You know what I'm saying? So if you lower down the dopamine, small doses will suffice you. Let me read some comments quickly. I don't want to be in the cycle of rebirth. Amen. Me too. I remember my past now fully when I was 2 years old. I would like to hear about that. Police stopped me for speeding and asked me was Jesus my Lord and Savior, and out of fear I said yes, and he prayed for me. Look, if a policeman stopped me and said, Jesus my Lord and Savior, I'd be like, please, Jesus, please, Jesus. I don't want to die. Hell yeah, he's great. Jesus is great. If a policeman pulled me over and asked me, Jesus my Lord and Savior, bro, I think I'm about to go to the grave. I'm like, damn, he about to shoot me. Is he a Lord and Savior? Yeah, man. Yeah. Don't kill me though. Please don't kill me. That would freak me out. I'm like, oh boy, I'm not gonna make it home. um, when I was in Escalade with my family and birth, I started remembering things early. Oh, that's awesome. Is Jesus your Lord and Savior? Yeah, man, whatever. Just whatever floats your boat, man. Because people that say stuff like that, bro, they're on another world. They're not thinking rationally. Remember, everybody that is watching now, it is not about a title. It's not about Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, Islam, Christianity, Zoroastrianism. Those are titles. I particularly myself, I follow Buddhism. But what I mean by I follow Buddhism, I follow his idea on how he saw the truth as the things that the way that they are. Do you understand? I don't follow a God or Christianity, Islam, or any whatever. No, I'm not pointing fingers, but I don't follow them for the true reasons because I want something, or I'm in fear of the God. I'm in fear of a deity. If you ask most people who say they're believers, they're going to tell you two reasons. Because they fear that God's going to throw them in hell for eternity, which is also a misconception and a contradiction. God's going to punish them and beat them up for the free will that he gave them. That's one, so they're scared out of fear or because they want something. I want a new car. I want to go to paradise. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. Very few do you meet people that do something because it's just their natural ability to do so. I want to do it because this is what Jesus would have done. I want to do it because this is what Prophet Muhammad would have done. You understand? I want to do this just because this is what Krishna would have did. And I live in the footsteps of Krishna. I want to, and a lot of people that say these type of things, I want to live in the footsteps of whatever it is, they have a hard time breaking the difference between the character and what came after the character. The character, the focus between what came after. Buddhism as well, also. It's the same as well. You have to understand that all of these characters that are performing, that are being who they were being themselves. They were being their authentic self. Jesus was being himself. Buddha was being himself. Krishna was being himself. Musa was being himself. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was being himself. He wasn't trying to act like anybody. He was being his divine self. So why can't you be yourself? Who are you performing for? And your performance that you're performing for, who's liking it? Who's disliking it? If you don't even like yourself, then that's telling you the performance is wrong. If you don't like yourself, you're performing. If you love yourself, you love what you're doing, you are not performing, you're just being yourself. You need to be the observer, not the performer. Just be the observer so you can critically change what needs to be improved and let go of what is stopping you from becoming a better practitioner. Do you get what I mean by that? And that's real, man. That is that's real talk. Be the observer of yourself so you can make critical changes to your performance, your acts, your thoughts, speech, actions, and thoughts so you can break free from being in the performance in the first place. All right? Let me see here. My family are Jehovah's Witness, and my fear was being destroyed and ceasing to exist forever. I miss out on earthly paradise. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. Jehovah's Witnesses, yeah, they're serious about that. Destroying, ceasing. But nothing ceases to exist. That's the thing. Nothing ceases to exist. Energy doesn't get rid of itself. Or energy, it transforms. There's a continuation, but let me put it this way. Things cease to exist, yes. I mean, like, of course, things erode, they evolve, they change, but they transform. There's always some type of transformation and continuation somehow. They transform. And the thing is, what I used to be afraid of, I'm just not going to be a consciousness, which is a big debate. Does consciousness cease to exist or not? There's a debate between schools and Buddhism about that. And Josh said, if God wants something, he will say it. If God wants something, yeah, he'll say it, or he'll block you from getting it. He'll say it, he'll block you from getting it, and then you'll be mad because you worked real hard to get what you're looking for, and he came in your way and blocked you from it. Yeah, or he's jealous of you because you're doing things without him. There's all types of ways you can look at that one. It's all in the performance. It's all in the performance. That's today's lecture. And I got 3 people online and 3 healthy people online. I'm happy you guys are here asking questions. It's tough because sometimes I come online and nobody's here. And I don't know what people want to, ask questions or talk about because there's nobody online. So I'm glad that you guys are here and I appreciate it. I usually get online, always on YouTube at this time. I stopped going live on TikTok because it only shows Vietnam. It doesn't show people from the world. It just shows people from Vietnam. And I didn't really want that. I want the world to see, not just Vietnam only. And Facebook, nobody likes Facebook anymore. Let's be real. Nobody likes Facebook. Facebook is just a bunch of tabloids now, full of stuff I don't care to see, and it's heavily censored, extremely censored. TikTok, Facebook is extremely censored, and I don't like the fact that I can't say, think, or do what I like, or talk to my friends without Facebook burying everything. I don't really like it. I ain't gonna say nothing, but yeah, the thing is, I'm not famous on YouTube. It's so weird for me because YouTube, I've had for years, and I've only got like 550 followers for years. I've had YouTube, and I just can't increase the numbers. I don't even know how. So I just go on here. So if people want to check up on me and say hi, see what I'm going through or see what's going on in my mind, they can check the channel. But my numbers never increase. I don't even know how people get thousands and thousands of views. I have no idea. It's the craziest thing ever. But I kind of started this YouTube channel in the beginning because I wanted to document from the days that I first started to come in contact with Buddhism until the walking steps, step by step, how I elevated and changed my mind and behavior so I could reflect and have a way to see where my mind has it grown and knowledge, my behaviors. So it's a public documentary on myself. And I always watch my old videos, listen to my lectures, and see where I need to make changes or, what I need to say. So that is the difference. Blessed love, Claiborne. I really appreciate that. Blessed love, Joshua Blocker, man. I really appreciate that, what you're saying too, man. I just say, people are a little bit different. And, in the monkhood, we have to really practice the art of restraint. I'm a human being. I do have my flaws, but we have to, especially being a monk or nun, we have to have a level of restraint. We can't say everything maybe that we feel, which is probably a good thing. And we sometimes say things that people are afraid to actually say. So it goes both ways. And the art of restraint, I have a video on there on my channel. The art of restraint is important. because a lot of people are impulsive. A lot of people nowadays, they are impulsive. And because they are impulsive, they don't know how to practice the art restraint. And they always tell themselves, why do I need to restrain myself when I want to shout out the world, or I want to be the most happiest person in the world and let everybody know? It is because impermanence is real. You can be happy one moment and be sad the other. You can be sad one moment and be happy the other. So it's always a good thing to have restraint. When it's time to be happy, be happy. If it's time to be sad, be sad. But don't confuse the one for either extreme. Be right in the middle. And plus, my experiences are real, man. The things that I talk about really happen. Being in the jungle, living in a cave, these are real experiences. I really had them, and they teach you a lot they teach you about the war and how to win battles. What's important and what is insignificant. They really do. They teach you how to apply the practice, kind of like driving a manual car. How to push the gas, the clutch, and put your car into gear at the same time without the car doing like this, stuttering and sputtering. So the more that you become accustomed to restraint or accustomed to mindfulness, it teaches you how to drive your vehicle, meaning your body and your mind, without it stalling in the middle of the road, without you making mistakes. It teaches you how to glide properly through this life without being attached to so much outside interference. A pothole might come up, a speed bump. A pedestrian crosses the road, stopping at a stoplight. And these are all metaphors for things that happen in our life, meaning maybe roadblocks, financial difficulties, a person dies, having to take another route to your success, having to actually wait and stay for a while, having to wait and be somewhere you don't want to be for a while until it's time for you to go again. These are all metaphors for you. Amitabha, thank you, Joshua Blocker. I appreciate that. I really do. Let me see this real quick. Well, I don't know what that says. Well, I don't know what that says right now. It is about 10:30 in the afternoon here, and I have to get ready, prepared for lunch. So always remember, I come online. I love it when you guys come online. Please come online and we talk together. I give the short lecture, which is supposed to be about maybe half an hour, 15 minutes to half an hour, about some topics that I think that are valid for that moment. And then we just have a little talk and, we talk about whatever we want to speak about. So I like it when you guys come online, man. Always check up with me. And if you get a chance, please, Claiborne, Joshua Blocker, whoever else is on that I can't see, please come online. Oh, really? Oh, that means you're on the East Coast. If it's 10:30 at night, you're probably on the East Coast then. $10:30 at night. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're on the east or south somewhere. Thank you, Claiborne. I'm glad that this Alabama. Oh, that's right. You from Bama? Yeah, Claiborne. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you for saying that the channel helped me out. I always think that nobody really watches the channel. I have a lot of lectures on there. I think I have my earlier days. I think I was pretty hardcore. I think I was a lot better on my earlier days. I was pretty skinny, living in the jungle. Now I got a little more fatter and a little older. maybe possibly a little more wiser too. But okay, man, I'm gonna get out of here. Go get some lunch. If there's anything that I said that goes against the Buddha, the Dharma, or the Bodhisattva, please forget everything I said. Follow the text, follow the scholars or the meditation masters, and whatever I say can change depending on the information that I come in contact with, the proper information. So please don't take whatever I said being the know-all, the end-all. My opinions can change depending on, the circumstances, all right? And that is just a manifestation and truth to impermanence, okay? So I wish you guys love, light, be happy in your heart. And if you're not, find out how you can increase happiness in your heart, love, devotion to humanity. And you guys have a good night, good day, and just be blessed, man. Be happy that we're here together, because we could be doing something else, crip walking down the street. So we could be out there crip walking down the street, smoking blunts or something. We're not. We're here doing something that's going to be beneficial for all of humanity. All right. Peace, blessings, love, and light. Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha.